Hi guys, welcome back to another Daily Tarot card. These are your Daily Tarot cards for Tuesday, September 6th, 2022. Today we're pulling from the Enchanted Forest Tarot card. So happy first day back to school for the kids. I'm sure the parents are excited and nervous for the kids as well. The kids, I feel like this is really touching on that, that nervousness of children and anxiety we go through, because we're excited, but we're also fearful, like who's going to be in our class and X, Y, and Z. So we have children of vision. So that maybe this is highlighting one of your kids. Instead of being nervous, they're excited. They're like, yeah, I get to meet new friends. I get to make new friends. New teacher XYZ. Maybe it's a new school. Maybe your child's school 6 to 8 is a different school. I feel like this is younger children. So I feel like, I feel like maybe you're worried for them, but it's like you don't need to worry, and I feel like this is touching on adults as well. It's like instead of facing things with fear, it's like face it with that childlike enthusiasm. You know what I mean? It's just like, whoa, what excited things will we learn? You know what I mean? And I definitely feel like, to leave behind all fear, worry, doubt, you definitely get that with, the white heart, which is the fool. You know what I mean? Where we're starting this brand new journey. They're showing a staggered start, which is very common at the first weeks of school. It's getting the teachers used to it, getting the students used to it. You know what I mean? Going from sleeping in and to like being more disciplined is just like, this is what's expected of you. You know what I mean? And the first break is, I guess they'll have a PA day, but first break will be, Thanksgiving. So it's just like putting that discipline back into place. We have the Nine of Spells. So she's putting this spell, and I feel like, they're saying she's going into this forest and, you know what I mean? This shadow energy. She's trying to protect herself from shadow energy. I feel like this is also, where we got the Hermit a lot. It's like isolation. And I don't feel so much about being in a relationship. I feel like this is so much more about going through retrograde. And I feel like, especially the child vision as well, it's like, we could be fearful of retrograde or we could face it with enthusiasm. I was facing it with enthusiasm. I was just like, I had a feeling that I wasn't going to be peachy, but I was just like, you know what? Let's not concentrate on that energy. Let's sit there and move forward. Let's sit there and be in a positive energy. And my knee went out. I had an allergy attack. So it's like, but these are problems that I could fix. They're saying we're on the brink of burnout, and I get that. Cutting the grass, watering the garden, trimming the garden, pulling the weeds, feeding the garden. You know what I mean? It's just like, with all the heat waves too, it's just like, oh, August was just full of heat waves. End of July and August, it was just like one after another. And instead of getting like, like a week relief from it, it was just like we literally got a day and it was back in a heat wave. I feel like that's why everyone's feeling exhausted because we never got the chance to recuperate from the heat waves. It just depleted and depleted and depleted. It's just like, oh, like everybody felt like garbage, So I feel like maybe that's why in the wintertime, if you find yourself sleeping more, it's like pat yourself on the back. At least you were out there and trying every day, cutting the grass and, whatever you needed to do. You know what I mean? It's not easy, especially heat wave after heat wave. I feel like with the Nine of Spells, it's like with retrograde, there was 2 dates, okay? I saw the 3rd to the 27th. That resonated with me, especially with the forecast that I was doing. They were highlighting Rosh Hashanah. So they are now projecting, which I saw, which is the 9th to October 1st. I'm going to go with the 3rd to the 27th because they highlighted Rosh Hashanah. They highlighted certain things for me. So I'm going to do what resonates with me. You do what resonates with you. I definitely, you know what I mean? It's just like, it is what it is. I know forecasts can change, but I'm going to go with, obviously, the way that things have been going as well. It's like there's only so many pre-retrograde energy you can have. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's like, because it's in Sagittarius, it's fire energy, it's shadow fire energy. So it's like temperament, losing your cool, not talking the way that you usually do. You know what I mean? You're not being of service. You're tearing people down. You know what I mean? And it's like I'm tearing myself down lately. So it's just like, I'm sitting there to myself and I'm like, you're your own best friend. So either, like snap the F out of it. You know what I mean? Like we don't talk like this. This is not who we are. You know what I mean? It's a waste of energy. So it's just like, okay, move forward. I obviously don't feel my best. My sinuses are, you can hear me when I'm breathing. So they were showing me my humidifier. So it's like, I'm not 100%. That's not an excuse to talk a certain way. You know what I mean? So for me, for isolation, I'm not my best. I have a foul mouth. I know I do. I have a bad temperament. I know I do. So when I'm like that, I isolate myself. We were talking all about this before, and they were talking about that, watching that. We have the Seven of Boons here with the doors. An opportunity is coming. We kept getting Three of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. So opportunity is coming. Someone has an idea. Someone is able to make a plan with that idea. And someone is actually allowed to make it into fruition. So, consultation we were seeing yesterday. So I don't know how maybe you have a vision of doing something and then you have to take on a couple of other people to make this happen. But it's like, let things happen the way they should. Don't sit there and force things to happen. Let go with the flow of things. When you rush things, you make mistakes. We're not in a rush here. We want to make sure that everything is calculated properly and we're making the right decisions. That we're sitting there, and as we move forward, it's going from like one stone to another, or like playing lily pad, leapfrog. We're calculating where we want to go, because I feel like you're going to get to a lily pad that's straight, 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 and then there's three options. Either to move forward, go to the left, or go to the right. Fork in the road. Where are we going to go? So I feel like, you know what I mean? Like they said, multiple options. You're going to concentrate on one, and then that will be your decision, and you move forward with that decision. But even if you're not buying a home or moving or whatever this decision is, it's just like, you know what I mean? It's nice to have, I feel very positive about this, so that's great. But it's just like, take your time. Don't rush anything. We have the 10 of spells, so we're talking about, the princesses. They went out and they were partying, and now they feel run down. They don't feel their best anymore. So like I was talking about earlier, with all the heat waves and everything, I feel like we feel run down. The kids are going to feel like that. The first week of school is always the hardest. Like, that's why we do reviews for 6 weeks. It's getting them back into their routine, getting the teachers used to being around the students again. You know what I mean? It's just like giving everybody time to get into routine, and then it's like, it's back to business. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's like, do the same thing. You know what I mean? Sit there, ease your way into it. Like, yes, you want them in bed by a certain time, X, Y, and Z, but it's like, let them ease into it. You don't have to be a drill sergeant off the start. So we have the Fool. So, this new beginning is here. They want you to embrace it with the purity of your heart. I feel like they're showing October, which is good. October 2nd, 3rd. I love that because retrograde will be finished. You know what I mean? So it's just like, new opportunities coming. So I love that. I was like, during retrograde, kind of like, I know someone that bought a house. It was during retrograde. She's like, do I not buy it? I'm like, of course you buy it. The market was horrible at the time. And the person lost it to foreclosure, so they were bitter about it, so they left all of their belongings in the house. I was just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, where she lived, I'm like, they had Buns, which is like a trading site. I'm like, tell everybody to come and take what they want and like trade it for like food gift cards or gardening tools or whatever you need, but she was just like, just get a bed and get rid of it. I understand that, but it's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like, that's the kind of thing that would happen. You know what I mean? But it's not a huge deal. I feel like retrograde, when things happen, is things that we can solve. So we're starting off with the Child of Boons, and I feel like this is how we should be facing everything in life. With that childlike enthusiasm, leave behind all fear, worry, and doubt. Get excited. You know what I mean? Like, retrograde doesn't have to be a death sentence. So the Child of Vision has been abandoned in the forest. The woods look scary and foreboding to us, but not to her. Everything she sees is viewed through the rosy filter of delight. Her world holds only beauty and goodness, no matter the situation. Her trusting nature expects everyone to be a friend, and even and every story to end with a happily ever after. Isn't that how we approach life? When we get together with a partner or we like someone, we don't sit there and be like, can you tell me your family history? What's your family's health history? You know what I mean? And we still wouldn't have known it. Like, they literally found out about the Sunday he passed away on the Monday with Shane. It's just like, you never know. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted that forever, and, unfortunately it is what it is. But, gotta make the most of it. So, gentle, emotionally sensitive, appreciation of beauty, wonder, innocence, optimism. Like, when we came here to New Brunswick, it was just like the wonderment. I always say it's like a Bob Ross painting. It's so beautiful and breathtaking. It's just like, how fluffy the clouds are, how blue the sky is. It's just, I'm a water person. I'm a water baby. I've always said this, you know. So it's just like, being around that element really serves me. So 9 of spells. So this is where I feel like isolation. But they talk about the new moon. So what do we do in the new moon? We do the salt and cinnamon ceremony. We sit there and we ask to bring in, abundance. We ask to bring in, health and wealth, or health and well-being abundance. So it's just like, doing that ceremony. You know what I mean? I also feel like it's just protecting ourselves against, because this is a dark foreboding, dark shadow energy. You know what I mean? That we fear. And it's like, we don't have to fear retrograde. Retrograde is an opportunity to, relive situations that we can fix. Maybe we didn't behave the best. So it's like, okay, fixing that situation. Maybe the person will hear you, maybe they won't. Maybe they're still in their feelings, which is understandable. If you did them wrong, whatever. But the thing, not whatever, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? But it's just an opportunity for you to rectify a situation. If they're willing to hear it, then let them hear it. So witches have no fear of the nightmare forest. That doesn't mean there's nothing there's nothing fearful there. Wild beast creatures, both earthly and unearthly, roam the woods at night. Nevertheless, this witch has come to a sacred spot to perform a spell at the dark of the moon. Shining eyes and shapes move in the shadows. Maybe they are harmless, maybe not. This card signifies that you have everything you need to accomplish your intentions. You have the skills and experience, the maturity, and most important of all, the will to make it happen. No one can stand in the way of your success now. Mark out your territory. It's time to bring forth your full potential of power. I feel like this is like the moon card in the tarot. I feel like this is the wolf moon in January, where it's like we're called, when they're howling, they're calling back in their tribe, they're cutting out their territory, and it's just like, you know what I mean? It's time to regroup. We were talking about that. They were showing like, when you have to defrag your computer, where it's like, instead of being a solid bar, it's all broken. Well, we want to sit there and bring all of them together so the computer runs more smoothly. And I feel like that's what it is, where our energy is scattered. We're going this way, that up, down, around. And I feel like this is a time to regroup, rest, and rejuvenate so you can pick up the sword again and keep moving forward. We have things going on. Kids have to go to school, so we got to get up, pack lunches, make sure that they're up, make sure laundry's. But the thing is, it's like when you can woosah, when you can relax and rest, definitely do so. Mastery of inner gifts, mature power, defense against the dark. So we're going to head to the 7 of Boons. Even in the enchanted forest, there's always a door when you need one. Eventually, the forest decides when you need the need is great enough to warrant a portal, and then sometimes it gives you more than one. The next stage of your journey is determined by the door you choose. So take your time. Don't rush through the first door that appears before you. Remember, this is a magical place, and things are not always as they seem. Sit down and observe the scents for a while to judge its preeminence. You don't want to step through a door into nothingness. This card is about patience as much as about choice. As you may have noticed, the suit of Boons doesn't go in much for speed. It's about practical responses to practical problems, even in the realm of enchantment. If you don't know what to do yet, don't do anything. Simple as that. Remember, once you choose a door, the other doors will disappear. Patience, timeless, waiting for obvious decisions, recognizing the best option. Consult with universe, see what they have to do. Pull some cards, But this is like my girlfriend, where she was just like getting overwhelmed by many choices, and it's like it appeared. Everything just fell when she found this certain place. Everything fell into place for her. So it's like they knew what was meant for her, and I told her that, and she was getting anxious, and I said, we're impatient. That's the human side of us. We're very impatient. We don't want to sit there and let things unfold the way that they should, because she's a go-getter. You know what I mean? Like, if it's in her power to make something happen, she wants to make it happen. I'm the same way. But sometimes, like they said, sometimes it's just best to have a seat. It's hard for us because we're anxious people where we're like shaking and vibrating in the chair. Like, we want to get out of the chair, but it's like we're sitting in gloom. We can't move. But it's just like, let it be. Let things unfold the way they should, and the right things will come into place. So 10 of spells, the in the black in the bleak dawn light, seven sister princesses make their way home after a night of dancing in the forest. While only the night has passed in the mortal world, it felt like many nights in the fairy realm where they were enscrolled. They danced until they could dance no more. Yet still they danced on, caught in the miraculous spell until the night was spent. This card signifies that your energies have been stretched far beyond the limits. The things that gave you the most pleasure have become burdened. Your fire has burnt out. Find your way back to safety. Rejuvenate your intentions before venturing out again. Exhaustion, burnout, disenchantment, regard in hindsight, burning too big to bear alone. Burden too big to bear alone. I just feel like it's just like you know what I mean? It's just like, be grateful for the season. Like, that's what I'm doing. Like, now we know, like, fall is coming, so we're going to start getting frost. So, like, the grass isn't going to grow as quickly as it did. You know what I mean? It's just like, now things are going to slow down. You know what I mean? I feel like I already feel like I was just like, I'm turning this, it's like a wooden calendar that I have. So you just turn the block for the next date. And, I'm like, wow, we're already on the 4th. I'm like, I remember just turning this to I felt like yesterday I was turning it to September 1st. And it's like, we're already on the 4th, but it's just like, it's like making the most of every moment. But at the same time, it's like, also appreciate those moments where you could just chill, and that's a hard thing for me because like when I'm sitting there and just, especially with Shavat is all about rest and rejuvenation so you don't get burnt out. You know what I mean? Because they know, go, 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 go. Got 6 days. We got 6 days to get everything we need to get done. That day, it's prayers, it's the Kiddush, it's family, it's dinners, it's celebrations, it's being thankful for another week. You know what I mean? And appreciating, what the magic of faith. You know what I mean? Everybody's different. I'm just talking about my own. So I feel like in that way it's like, this forced rest and rejuvenation on us, because if it wasn't forced, we definitely would have been burnt out a long time ago. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's just like, sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, got to do all these prayers and read this and read that. Yeah, sometimes it feels like that, but it's just like, what, how many times have I asked for things and he's never said, oh, you know what, I feel burdened by you, you always ask for so much. You know what I mean? And it's like, ask for one thing, dedication for Shavat. And it's just like, I don't feel like it's because of that. I just feel like I'm tired from the day. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, oh, I gotta do something else. Like, I just want to rest. But it's just like, you know what I mean? As soon as I do it, I feel, I feel like right in my energy. I get excited for Shavat. So the White Hart. At the edge of the deep forest stands an invitation to enchantment. When you see a pure white deer, you are being called to follow it. The only foolish would ignore it. Such a beckoning, and yet it takes trust to enter the forest, to explore the unknown and uncharted. Mystery awaits you, according to your soul's need for its journey. There are surprises around every bend in the woodland path, and often there is no path at all. The White Hart, it opens a portal into the wild, into your own wild heart's response. Step forward through the swirling mist into the realm of apple and oak, ash and hawthorn, fir and willow, hollow and hazel. The tradition of the name of the mystery of this card is the numbered 0, is the Fool. It symbolizes the start of a new adventure that is undertaking with a pure and innocent heart. The pun here is intended, follow your heart. A new beginning, anticipating the invitation, going forth with trust. The journey begins. Follow your instincts. I feel like it's like, for me, it's like this exciting thing. I should have been so excited on Friday. I just feel like I'm burnt out. I really do. I just feel like it was go, 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 anticipation, worry, and now that's all lifted. I should feel excited. I could feel it in my neck. So it's just like, um, time for rest and rejuvenation. And I feel like, it's not like that I'm not appreciative. I definitely am appreciative. I just feel like I'm tired. You know, I feel like a lot of us feel that. Good massage would be nice, but it's just like, other things take priority. Some things are not as simple as they sound, but it's just like I definitely feel like, they're like, take that time to rest and rejuvenate, recalibrate, bring it all back into center. Definitely with the wolf moon energy of like recalling back in your tribe and making it, tight again. You know what I mean? Like common goal, bringing back all that energy. I feel like that's where I feel like retrograde is about. It's like our energy is so fragmented, and it's like bringing it all back in together to make that orb again, bringing back all your light, reclaiming your power, reclaiming your energy. You know what I mean? We sit there, we give our energy out to so many people, places, and things. And I feel like retrograde is just like pulling that back all into source. And I feel like, that your orb of light, bringing it back into center, making it strong and solidified again. So I definitely feel like a sound bath would go a long way with this, where it's just like rooting ourselves, grounding ourselves again, as we move forward. I should have done it yesterday, but I'll try to make some time for it in the next couple of days. But it's just like grounding yourself, reclaiming your power, and going back into your essence, back into your energy. Bringing that peace and calm into your life again. Instead of being like with myself, so agitated. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Tuesday, September 6th, 2022. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card. Bye.